It looks like Bitcoin just made a big move. XRP is breaking out in a very interesting way. The market isn't getting excited right now. Also, I think you guys will want to know about some very interesting XRP news. If you have XRP in your hands, this video is based only on what I think and what I'm doing in this market. Also, some of the links below are affiliate links. This means that I may get paid extra if you click on them, but you won't have to pay anything extra. Finally, guys, please remember that I will never call you and ask you to spend money. You can check that all of my social media names are real in the description. This information is only meant to be used for fun and learning. That's not what I do for a living. I'm just a guy in his room. You can see that Bitcoin broke its own record. The weekly close was the highest it has ever been. That means people who have held crypto for a while should be happy. As of now, XRP hasn't broken out, and I can see why some people are upset. When is it going to get hot? I wish I hadn't had to wait so long. Yeah, I get it. But be patient. This game needs it. Now, if we look at how the price of XRP has changed over time, I see something like a wedge pattern. From what I can tell, this is a positive wedge. On top of that, I think we've had an outbreak. Right now, it's very important that we stay above about 290. I should say that technical analysis is not an exact science. This isn't the only thing I use to decide what to trade. Tech, emotion, and macro are what I use, right? And XRP is making an interesting move right now, but I think that's mostly because BTC is now worth 124,000. We hit a new high of 125,700 yesterday. We dropped to about 123 this morning. We might have gone back to about 122. Guys, what's important is that we haven't had a big rejection yet, which is also very interesting. There are probably a lot of people who think Bitcoin will be turned down here, and this is actually showing a pretty good amount of strength. Also, this looks good, but America hasn't really woken up yet. England is just waking up right now, so we'll see what they do. Is there going to be a huge amount of selling and taking profits? Will the United States follow suit? What will the stock market do today when it opens for the first time since Bitcoin hit a new all-time high? All of that is very important information to think about if you want to make a trade right now. This is where my trade is. I made just under 4,000 XRP. I'm happy about this because I stayed calm during these market drops. I even added to my trades, but for some reason you can't see them on the chart right now. However, I added about here, which gave me an average buy of this green line right here. There's a lot of room for the price to change a lot here. We can see that there are a lot of longs on the XRP exchange liquidation map, which means I think this market will be very volatile. But when it comes to Bitcoin, we are mostly long. The market is long for the most part. As you know, I'm an investor and gambler who goes against the crowd, and this gives me the creeps. When I see this, it makes me a little scared. You can still see the shorts right now, though, if you look at XRP directly, more than the longs. There are 584 million in longs and 630 million in shorts. I always say that this isn't exact science, but this shows me that most people are betting that the price of XRP will go down. This makes me a little bullish because I know from my research that most people lose money in this market. If most people are betting one way, I'm betting the other way, which is why I have this trade open, why I still have the longer term swing trade open right here, and why I've opened so many new trades on this channel. Take a look at this. XRP gained 26%. Also, guys, if you want to trade, Weeks is still giving away the 20% deposit bonus. To get it, use the partner link in the description. Besides this, what else is going on? Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood, says that we can move on from Bitcoin. Listen to what he had to say and get everything you need. I think it will help. You can buy in American companies even if you're not in the United States. The markets will be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you'll get all the benefits that crypto technology gives to traditional assets. I believe it is time to move on from Bitcoin and meme coins to real-world investments that have basic uses. Moving on from Bitcoin and joke coins to real-world utility tokens is a very interesting step. He didn't say XRP by name, but he did say real-world utility tokens based in the US, since the new president has made people love crypto a lot more. XRP is blamed for what it does. However, I think that XRP is one of the coins that could benefit the most from this. That's why I'm still pretty optimistic. In an interesting turn of events, Virtual Bacon says that now is the last chance to buy altcoins in October, because this is one of the most bullish times in crypto, the last quarter of the 4-year cycle. In fact, Bitcoin has only had one red month in the last 10 years, and that was in October of that year. We can also see that the altcoin market cap sways in October, but rally in November. It's important to remember that what he's saying here doesn't mean to jump right into the market right now. When you look at October objectively, you can see from experience that October usually has a lot of chops. It could be one of the last chances to really get your hands on altcoins, but you may be down a little more or up a little more drastically. That's why I haven't closed out. Any big parts of my rolls have been making money. I sold some Bitcoin when it hit a high yesterday, and will keep doing that with all of my trades because that's how I invest. There are a lot of trades open, but I'm leaving most of them open because I think this crypto bubble picture will change for the better. I want to be open to the market then. Guys, I'm going to put my chips on the table. These are the crypto chips in the game. There's no promise of anything here. What keeps me here is my study and my belief that things will get better. It's worked out so far. I lost all my money in 2017. I sold about 60% of my holdings in 2021. This time, I plan to sell a lot more and bank even more gains, ready to put them into other assets, like real estate or the stock market, or to reinvest them in the bear market. Guys, that might also be the wrong play. Don't think you have to follow me. I'm just telling you what I think and how I plan to do things. We also have $1.3 trillion right now. Digital Gold says that Morgan Stanley has said that Bitcoin is a scarce currency. Now, why am I talking about Bitcoin when I'm talking about a $1.3 trillion Morgan Stanley? So the money that is liquid usually moves from Bitcoin to the other cryptocurrencies. Also, I believe that XRP, Ethereum, Solana, SUI, and a few of the bigger caps will do the best. Most especially the ones that do business with the US market. We also had something interesting here. When Ripple and Swift work together, XRP can be used by more than 11,000 banks. So, what's the TLDR? People who were too lazy to read didn't. Through its relationship with Thunes, Ripple has added XRP to Swift's network of 11,000 banks around the world. Ripple got a no-action letter from the SEC, which means that registered advisors and broker-dealers can hold XRP in institutional storage. The connection to Swift creates new ways for Ripple to get cash, giving it access to standard banking systems. The move by Ripple to connect XRP to Swift helps with scalability problems and increases adoption around the world. This governmental approval takes away important barriers for big businesses to use and safely store XRP. Ripple has made a lot of progress in making XRP more liquid. Thunes, a partner of the company, has connected its pay-to-bank service to Swift's huge network. I think this means that XRP has teamed up with Thunes, and Thunes has teamed up with Swift. This gives XRP and Swift a way to link. Through Thunes, this connection links XRP to about 11,000 banks, right? Making it easier for institutions to accept new technologies. Let's think about why Bitcoin has been going up and up so much. One of my thoughts is that it's been on a huge tear because of all the excitement about big institutions. I think you'll all agree that this bull market has been mostly fueled by excitement in the financial world. We're talking about ETFs, microstrategies, and all the news about 401k plans buying Bitcoin. A lot of people right now think that this bull market is caused by institutions. That's why I believe XRP has such a good chance. Also, I want to tell you that XRP is still up about 500% from its lows, even though the market is currently bearish on it. That means we are still up. Now, as I've already said, I think XRP could go as high as $10 to $12. That's my bluff. It might not get that high. Perhaps it goes a lot higher. It's possible that I'm wrong, but my goal is to keep making money. If I see first pushback around 320, I might give up some of my gains. The second one costs 337. The third one is the old all-time highs. Sure, I'll lose a little money on my trades as they go up, right? Most likely not from my spot bag, but from trades. Once prices are set, I'll start to take more and more gains as I move down the risk curve, from high leverage to low leverage, and finally to the spot market. Yes, I'm going to talk to you guys right when I do that. What I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. If you guys do want a place to trade, there is a link to Weeks in the description. Your first deposit will get you 20% back up to $30,000 USDT. You can use the advertising link in the description to sign up for Weeks with your email address. Over 6 million people use them around the world. They have more than 1,000 cryptocurrencies to choose from, and it works great for me. Of course, read the terms of service and find out more about the subject. But if you want to get to the bonus and Weeks as a possible new trading platform, I'll leave the links in the description below. See you in the next one. Peace.